Merry Christmas on this most magical day of the year. Magical because it's the day set aside to celebrate the birth of Christ, and it brings families of all generations together in generosity and hospitality and love. It's a day of old traditions and a day in which new traditions begin. It's a day when future members are introduced to the family and babe's first Christmas melds with those celebrating their 80th. It's a day for church and for those not seen for a long time. It's a day for smiles and handshakes and hugs. A day to set aside the ordinary and the practical. A day to eat too much and doze off sitting up in a chair. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every day could be as bright and anticipated as this day is? So, it's the perfect day to consider what makes it so special. It's the fruition of so much. All the plans for the holidays, the shopping and the preparing and the tree and the food and the presents and the wrapping and the traveling and the welcoming. And now the shops are shut and the office is closed and all is done that can be done, and anything else will have to wait for another year. And there is such satisfaction in seeing it all come together, even when you can see the mistakes or the regrets or the undone. And you look back at Christmas past and remember those no longer around the table, and you look ahead to the days when the children will be bringing their children to open their presents under the tree. There's nostalgia and news to share. And there is time to appreciate your life and all your blessings and give thanksgivings as one of the gifts of Christmas. In many ways, it's the best thing you add to the day for those around you. We all obey our mother's injunction and say, "Thank you for inviting me," or "Thank you for the lovely dinner," or "Thank you for the present." But when you personalize it, it means so much more. I know that when someone asks for a recipe or how I got the bird so nicely browned without being dry, I feel that all the efforts that went into the dinner were worthwhile and appreciated. Or the picture of a reblooming orchid that I once gave accompanies the annual Christmas card. Or when a grandchild runs off to put on the new dress and pirouettes around the room, showing it off to each new arrival, it says, "This isn't being polite, this is being sincere." And that shared joy lets you know you chose well. We can't share our appreciation with everyone, though. I do wish my mother was still around so I could thank her for all the things I do now that I learned from her without knowing I was being taught. Or my father, so that we could share the numismatic world he introduced me to, in delight over the new toonie with the black border celebrating our Queen's life. Most of all, I wish that I could one more time, share that look of mutual understanding and love across the room with my husband. But I can't. And if there's one thing I do know, you regret the things left unsaid and unappreciated at the time that come back to haunt you when you can no longer share them. So, as a Christmas present to your future self, treat yourself to looking about you and come up with your very own Thanksgivings, because the people you surround yourself with at Christmas tend to be some of the most important people in your life, which makes them the ones you will most regret not having told how important they are to you. Now, getting all gushy and sentimental might put a damper on the day, but highlighting something special about them or a memory of a special time or event, that works so well. Did someone introduce you to what is now your favorite sport? Did your dad teach you how to iron the perfect shirt so that no woman could compete? Or the long ago date who took you to your first night at live theater and you discovered your love for drama, and that led to those classes and the job at the radio station that gets you up every morning in anticipation of what's to come. If those are part of your story, tell them. Telling them in front of others makes it even more special and validated. It's the same thing with presents. What is it that is special about it? There is nothing that I love more than a new 500-piece jigsaw. Of course, everyone knows that is true, but saying it speaks to their thoughtfulness. Just like wearing the new shirt next time you're together and pointing out how well it goes with your slacks. Or how crispy the shrimps are when cooked in the new air fryer that you now are using daily, even though You saw no use for it when it was given. And what about the uncle that contributed to your university fund? Telling him how university prepared you for the great job you have now, or how the physics course he suggested changed your life and lured you into the sciences that so excite you today. Appreciating the effort people put into doing things is far too often lost in general thanks. I know that thank you notes seem to be going the way of the dodo bird, but I recently came across one from years ago, and the smile it brought and the memories of the day and the writer will cast a golden sheen over the rest of my day. And such notes are rarely thrown away, and they pop up unexpectedly to brighten another day. Surely that is what this bright and dazzling day tells us. The spreading happiness and joy and faith about one is the sign of a person living their own life to the full and excited to share it with others. This day, we celebrate because we're so loved by God and His child who came to us and lit the flame that has led the way to salvation ever after. Our way of thanking Him is to carry that torch forward in the way we live our lives, in the way we love our neighbors and our God, and how we acknowledge the gifts God has given us and the friendships and family and all the brothers and sisters we share with Jesus, each and every one of us around the world. So this Christmas Day, find special ways to share the loving impact many have made on your life. Work at being a positive influence on others. Making happy memories for the future, celebrating memories of the past, and delighting in those we know and those we have yet to meet. All in all, so much to be grateful for. First and foremost, be grateful to our God for everything, the joys and the sorrows and the delights that make up our lives, and the love we receive and the love we give, for all love comes from that eternal font, our loving Trinity. May your days be blessed with all the season represents: hope, peace, joy, and love, now and forevermore. So may it be. Amen. And my special thanks to you for listening to my thoughts and sharing them with other people and sending me notes and comments and likes and dislikes. You challenge me and you delight me. So, Merry Christmas.